And today we're going to talk about light therapy and how natural light balances cortisol and melatonin for adrenal health. So, natural light exposure plays a critical role in balancing your hormones, particularly cortisol and melatonin, which regulate your energy levels through the day and your sleep quality at night. Here's how getting outside at key times of the day can support your adrenal health and overall well being. So, morning sunlight. Morning light stimulating cortisol production naturally. When the sun rises, its orange and red hues help stimulate cortisol production, the hormone that gets you energized and ready for the day. This natural rise in cortisol is essential for maintaining a healthy circadian rhythm, which is your body's 24-hour internal clock, and supporting adrenal function. So how morning sunlight stimulates cortisol. So the sunlight triggers cortisol by the sun's rays, particularly the orange hues at dawn, contain the right wavelength to signal your body to produce cortisol. By getting light into your retinas at the back of your eye, you stimulate your adrenal glands to release cortisol naturally. So as your eyes open up, the light goes into the back of the eye, and that signals your body to release cortisol, which is a steroid that's going to give you that bump of energy to get you going. You need to be outside. Windows block much of the sun's intensity. To benefit, you must go outside, as glass significantly reduces lux, which is a measurement of light intensity. You want to look towards the sun, but not directly at the sun. It's important to look at the general direction of the sun rising for about 10 to 20 minutes. You don't need to and shouldn't stare directly at the sun. We all know that, but allowing the light to hit your eyes, retinas, and crucial. So just look at the pretty colors in the morning. And you want to aim for about 10,000 lux, which is the measurement of the light's intensity. So direct exposure to morning sunlight provides the necessary lux to activate cortisol production. Indoors, even in a well-lit room, the lux levels are too low to have that same effect. And I'm going to show you in a second how to measure that. So what about afternoon sunlight? While morning sunlight spikes cortisol, afternoon sunlight helps regulate and maintain your cortisol levels throughout the day. It ensures that cortisol gradually tapers off in the afternoon, preparing your body for restful sleep in the evening. So how it affects the cortisol, exposure to natural light in the afternoon helps signal to your body that it's time for cortisol to stop dropping down. This gradual decrease is important for energy balance and prevents spikes that could disrupt your evening and sleep. When to get outside. So try to spend 10 to 15 minutes in the afternoon sun, so that would be before 4 p.m., to maintain a healthy cortisol rhythm. So after lunch, go for a little 10 to 15 minute walk. That would be great. So what about the nighttime routine? So just as morning light helps spike cortisol, minimizing light exposure in the evening helps your body wind down for sleep. Blue light from screens and artificial lighting can disrupt melatonin production, leading to insomnia or poor sleep. So I suggest that you wear blue light blocking glasses. So start wearing blue light blocking glasses as early as 6 p.m., at least 90 minutes before bed, especially when you get home from work. These glasses block the harmful blue wavelengths from screens and indoor lighting, allowing your body to prepare the melatonin production. You need to buy glasses that are tinted yellow. These block the blue light better than the clear ones. So these blue light blocking glasses are researched and blocked 100% of the disrupting rays. I put in a link for that. So just look at those glasses here. You really do want to make sure that they're the orange ones. I know a lot of like prescription glasses will say that they're blue light, but they're not blocking all of the blue lights. And you want to avoid screens before bed. So try to reduce exposure to screens. That would be phones, computers, TVs, or tablets, or even Kindles that are backlit, at least an hour before bed, because the blue light suppresses that melatonin. And remember, melatonin is what helps put you to sleep. So it's going to delay your sleep onset, and it's going to prevent you from getting into that deeper REM sleep. Instead, for late at night, you want to use a red light bulb in the evening to help reduce exposure to blue light, which disrupts your body's natural production of melatonin, the hormone that promotes sleep. The red light supports the natural circadian rhythm, helping cortisol levels to decrease in preparation for restful sleep. And you can buy blue light blocking bulbs to use in your evening routine. And I put a link if you click on that to see where you can buy them. But it's literally just a light bulb painted red. And what I do in my house is I have one lamp that is designated as that red light. So in the evening by my bed, if I want to read, I'll turn on the red light, or in the living room, if we need to see, we'll have one. Or I always suggest in your kitchen, there's usually the one light that's above the sink that has its own switch. So switch that one out for a red light bulb. That way you can still see. And even using night lights that are red light bulbs, they sell those as well, just so you're able to see around the house without disrupting your circadian rhythm. So let's talk about cortisol and melatonin. This is the day-night hormonal balance. So cortisol and melatonin work together to regulate your sleep-wake cycle. When cortisol is high in the morning, melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep, is suppressed. As cortisol naturally decreases in the evening, melatonin should rise, preparing you for sleep. What happens when cortisol is too high or too low at night? So high cortisol at night, if cortisol remains elevated in the evening, it suppresses melatonin, making it hard for you to fall asleep. You may feel tired but wired, where your body is exhausted but your mind is racing. Now, if your cortisol is low cortisol at night too early, like if it drops at lunchtime when you're starting to decrease too low and you're not in that green mark. If cortisol drops too early in the afternoon, you may feel overly fatigued in the evening, leading to craving for sugar or stimulants like caffeine, which can disrupt sleep. This can also interfere with melatonin production, leading to poor sleep quality. So what if you can't get outside in the morning? Like, Amy, it's snowing outside. I'm not going to go outside. And I wake up at 5 before the sun even is out. So this is what you need to do. If it's difficult to get outside for morning sunlight, a Lux lamp is a fantastic alternative. You want a lamp that emits 10,000 lux to mimic natural daylight. These lamps are portable, so you can use them at home or even in the office. And this is where you can buy one. You want to look for portable models like the Circadian Optic Light Therapy Lamp or the Verilux Happy Light, which offer 10,000 lux and are compact enough to use anywhere. So sometimes in the winter, especially if you've ever had seasonal affective disorder, which you kind of become depressed in the winter times from October to April, these are great little lamps to use because they're supporting your cortisol. That's how they make you feel more happy. So there's different ones that you can set timers that it turns on, like an alarm clock. It turns on in the morning. You don't want your light to be on and your eyes still closed. Your eyes, again, have to be open to get that light to the back of the retina. All right, so how do we measure lux, which is the intensity of light? There's this app called the Lux Light Meter Pro, and you can get it on Android or Apple. And what it does is you just take your phone, wherever you are, if you want to see how much light you're getting from a window or underneath a covered porch or directly in sun, you can download the app and it will tell you how many lux are coming in, which is really useful. I did that at first because I was like, is that really true? Can I actually sit underneath the patio and it will still give you enough lux? And it did. So use that app just to see where in your house you can actually get the 10,000 lux. And you'd be surprised, even on a cloudy day, you can still get 10,000 lux. So some quick tips for success: get outside for 10 to 20 minutes in the morning, as close to sunrise as possible, or use a Lux lamp if you can't get outside. Spend time outside in the afternoon to help balance cortisol and maintain energy. Take a 10-minute walk after lunch. Wear blue light blocking glasses starting at 6 p.m. or at least 90 minutes before bed to reduce the impact of artificial light. And then use the Lux app to ensure you're getting enough light in the morning for optimal cortisol production. Incorporating natural light exposure into your daily routine helps regulate cortisol levels and supports melatonin production, leading to better energy during the day and improving sleep at night. So it's a quick tool. Sun's always out, so go ahead and use it. It's free.